Hi, my name is Nikki Jeffords. I am from Maryland, outside of the Washington, D.C. area, and I have congenital glaucoma. I work for the United States Department of Education, where I help to administer programs to the states to allow people with disabilities the opportunity to enter or re-enter the workforce. So I was diagnosed with glaucoma again. It's congenital, so just a few days after birth. I was born prematurely. I guess a couple days afterwards, they discovered the glaucoma and they rushed me into surgery. My parents did the best they could, but the thought process was, we need to fix this. This is an eye problem. And it was something that I was embarrassed about, ashamed of, and I put so much energy into trying to fake it, to not let people know. It was like this embarrassing secret that I'd have. I went off to college after high school, and I didn't want to use any of the technologies that were available at the time, books on tape, and I was like doubling up on glasses, trying to get the most magnification. And sadly, I didn't think I was smart enough to go to college because I wasn't real successful at it. And I just thought that, I didn't know what to do with my life. I went to my state's blind services and I said, just give me a job that blind people do. That's all I want. And to my counselor's credit, she said, there are not jobs that blind people do. Like, what do you want to do? And she really helped me to realize that I could go to college. And so I was a late bloomer, but I went to college, got a bachelor's degree, and got my first job. They paid for my master's degree, so it was a great road. So I was working in an office, and a woman said to me, we need to have a chat. Can you please sit down? And she was a blind woman. And she says, Nikki, you need to know that blindness is respectable. And that was really a profound statement, and it really altered my life in a huge way. Blindness is respectable. It helped me to realize that I did have worth and that I didn't have to be embarrassed anymore. It was just a pivotal time in my life, and I think that's when my life started moving forward in a faster way. So I ended up getting a master's degree in special education and rehabilitation. I got to do what I wanted to do all along and work with at-risk youth. They just happened to be blind and visually impaired. But it was the most gratifying time of my life, working with students and helping them to know that, okay, I had a kid here, I want to become a chef. Okay, Johnson & Wales has a great summer program, let's send you. I had another kid, he was a science geek. I said, let's send you to a rocket science program for the summer. I wanted kids to embrace their blindness and to achieve their goals and to aim high. And it's still, I hear from kids that I worked with, 15 years ago, and they're like, guess what? I just had a baby, I just got a promotion, I just got married, and it's amazing. That's what I love. I think that giving people the message that you can still do what you want to do with your life, you can still be productive, and you can achieve your goals and dream your dreams and achieve your dreams. They say people would rather be dead than be blind, or they'd rather be diagnosed with cancer than be blind, and that just really astounds me. And I was just this morning talking to my daughter, and I said, I have a pretty darn good life. I mean, not even as a blind person, but just as a person. I feel like there is a sacred brotherhood, sisterhood in the blind community, and having that fellowship is really important to me. I think that a lot of people experiencing blindness, they end up in a situation where they don't meet their potential because they haven't found the resources that can help them to resume their normal lives. We used to say that the vocational rehabilitation program is like the best kept secret because people don't necessarily know that it's out there. The medical community doesn't know where to refer somebody when they become blind or visually impaired. So I think it's important that people experiencing vision loss get the services and the skills and the tools that they need to be successful. You know, I didn't have the skills to accept the fact that I was losing my vision, and I never really thought about the fact that it was a progressive vision loss and that I would most likely lose all of it. So I had a glaucoma surgery that hemorrhaged afterwards. I had a choroidal hemorrhage and retinal detachment, and it was just a big mess. So that eye became a non-seeing eye, and it went through ptysis. So, you know, like a grape turning into a raisin is basically what happened. There was no intraocular pressure, and it was painful. And it was, my kids were about 2, and the doctor said, it's time. We think we need to just remove this eye because that's going to stop a lot of the pain. And that was a tough time, because I thought, oh, I'm going to be a cyclops now, one eye. And, you know, it was really tough. One of my mom's friends made me like an assortment of eye patches in different colors. I felt like a pirate. But yeah, so again, lots and lots of surgery to try to preserve the vision that I had. I had iridectomies, cyclocryo, trabeculectomies, just a ton of stuff to try to save it. My story is really about confidence and having confidence in my abilities. And just to know that it's okay to be blind. It's okay, you know, again, especially in this day and age, there's so many things that make blindness itself not, it's an inconvenience. It's not a life sentence. The unemployment rate among the blind community has been 75% for a number of years, and the needle is not moving, and it's really frustrating. I think, why is that needle not moving when we're making such strides with technology and other interventions? But the reality is, the problem is with the attitudes of people that don't understand blindness. Anything to improve somebody's quality of life, that's what we're aiming for. But the reality is, if you can take away some of the pain that comes with the loss of vision, then that's a beautiful thing. Because vision loss is painful from not just a physiological perspective, but from a psychological perspective as well. And you know, I applaud any efforts that are out there that are gonna, you know, help to improve vision, even if it's just at a fraction of maybe what would be considered, 20/20. Researchers and scientists and ophthalmologists may not think that, moving that needle just a little bit to give a little bit more vision, maybe not a big deal, but it is a big deal. When I had my hemorrhage after a trabeculectomy when I was 14, that's when I lost the vision in my right eye. I ended up going, middle of the night to the doctor's office, and there was a doctor on call, and he's like, "This is the flattest eye chamber I've ever seen in my life." He hugged my mom and he cried, and he said, "I just wanted to help her. I just wanted to help her." And he was regarded as one of the best glaucoma specialists in the country, if not the world. And didn't foresee an issue like that coming along. So that compassion, I think, is the one thing that I can say means something. I can definitely say that I'm proud to be blind, because I'm proud of the fact that I've been able to help improve lives of others experiencing blindness. Blindness has given me opportunities in life that I wouldn't have otherwise. It's given me the opportunity to be a more empathic person. Blindness has shaped my world experience. It's shaped my kids' world experience. I don't know. My blindness makes me who I am. I often think about if I didn't have this condition, what would my life look like? But I wouldn't be me without my blindness. My blindness makes me who I am.